Hi guys, we hope you enjoyed learning about Mort, our Russian tortoise, last week, but this week we are going to learn about the turtles you can find in Iowa.
Did you know there are 13 different types of turtles found in Iowa? We are going to look at each one and talk about them a little bit and how you can identify them, and also look at some pictures and maps from iowaherps.com that show what the turtles look like and where they're found. But before we talk about each of the turtles, I wanted to look at turtle shells and their different parts. I will be using these words throughout this video, so I wanted to explain what each one meant. The bottom part of the shell is called a plastron. The top is the carapace. The side that connects the top and bottom is a bridge, and each carapace has scutes. The scutes give each turtle its pattern, and you'll see this when we look at the different pictures of turtles. Scutes are made out of keratin, like your fingernails, and they grow just like our fingernails do. So on some turtles, you'll see layers and layers of scutes that they've been growing. This picture on the right shows the internal skeleton of a turtle. Turtles' spines are attached to their shell, so they can never ever leave their shell. And their shell is always growing with them. Now that you know the different parts of a shell, let's look at the 13 species of turtles found in Iowa. First is the ornate box turtle. Box turtles are the only fully terrestrial turtles in Iowa. That means they spend their whole life on land. They have domed shells with yellow lines, and they look like a tortoise. One way to tell the difference between a male and a female is females have yellow eyes, whereas males have bright red or orange eyes. Box turtles are also the only turtles in Iowa that can completely close themselves into their shell. This is because they have hinged plastrons. That means on the bottom of their shell, they have two hinges, like a door, that allows them to fold up the bottom of their shell to close themselves in. That's great if there's a predator around. As you can see from this map, box turtles are mostly found in eastern Iowa. This map shows how recently they have found a turtle. So if it's a lighter color, that means that they were found a long time ago. If it's a darker color, they were found more recently. Next, we have a painted turtle. I'm sure you've all seen a painted turtle before, and they are super easy to recognize. They are actually the first turtles to emerge in the springtime, so you might see them out right now. The easiest way to pick out a painted turtle is their coloration. They're the only turtle with bright red all over their plastron. And they're basically found everywhere in Iowa. If you have a pond or a lake or even a river, there's probably a painted turtle in there. Up next is a red-eared slider. They have a really cool pattern on their carapace, and they're easy to recognize because they have this big red patch right behind their eyes, right where their ears would be. Here's a close-up picture so you can see it easier. Pretty easy to spot. Red-eared sliders are very aquatic, so they're mostly found in rivers in southeast Iowa. Next, we have map turtles. There are 3 different types of map turtles found in Iowa. They all look similar, but there's definitely things that make them different. First, we have the common map turtle. They are easy to pick out because their shell has a pattern that looks kind of like a topographic map, like this. Map turtles also have something called a vertebral keel. Basically, their shell kind of goes up into a point, and all map turtles have this. So if you see a keel, you know it's a map turtle. And again, common map turtles are also found on the eastern side of Iowa in rivers. The second type of map turtle is the false map turtle. They look a little bit different than the common map turtle. They don't have a pattern like the common map turtles. Instead, their scutes have black spots on them. They also have a yellow bar right behind their eyes. That's an easy way to pick them out. Another easy way to pick them out is they have saw-like projections on their keel. False map turtles are mostly found in larger rivers. A big population can actually be found in the Missouri River. And the third and final map turtle is the Wichita Map Turtle. It looks very similar to the false map turtle, but instead of just having one yellow bar, it has multiple. And sometimes those bars even connect to go around the eye. They also can be found in large rivers, but instead of the Missouri River, their biggest population is found in the Mississippi River. The next species of turtle we're going to talk about looks way different than any of the other ones I've just showed you. The next one is called a Blandings Turtle. They are very terrestrial, so they spend a lot of time on land and look like a land turtle. They have a dark carapace that's very domed with yellow spots, and if you look at its body and its face, it's dark on top and yellow on the bottom. And if you see a Blandings turtle but you're still not quite sure, you can turn it over and look at its plastron. It has big black blotches on the bottom. Blandings turtles are mostly found in north central Iowa where there are lots of marshes for them. Although they're found in lots of places, they are actually threatened here in Iowa. This is a wood turtle. It gets its name because its pattern on its shell kind of looks like coarse-grained wood. They also like to live in the woods, so that helps. Males and older females develop orange on their neck and forelegs, so that's an easy way to pick them out. And as you can see from this map, their population is very small. These little turtles are actually endangered here in Iowa. And the reason for that is wood turtles are very smart and very nice. They're docile. So people have started taking them for pets, taking them away from their habitat and not allowing them to reproduce. This tends to happen a lot with wild animals, and we don't want them to go extinct. So if you ever see a wood turtle, just leave it where you found it. Next is a turtle that everybody knows, the snapping turtle. They are super easy to recognize. They look different than any other turtle. They kind of look prehistoric to me, like dinosaurs. But if you've never seen one before, the easy way to describe it is they have a big head, a long tail, and they're very mean. And, as you probably guessed it, they are found everywhere in Iowa. Next, we'll talk about two of the smallest species of turtles found in Iowa. The first one is a yellow mud turtle. They are dark colored, but don't really have any markings on their carapace, but they do have yellow on their plastron. Yellow mud turtles are endangered, and there is only a small population left found in southeast Iowa. They actually do something called estivating. It's kind of like hibernating, but it happens in the summer. Yellow mud turtles bury themselves in the sand and sleep all throughout the summer, starting in mid-July, until they hibernate and wake up in the springtime. There are lots of conservation efforts happening in southeast Iowa right now to bring up the population of these yellow mud turtles. The smallest turtle in Iowa, only at 4 inches, is the common musk turtle, also known as the stink pot. They are feisty little turtles and like to bite, and they secrete an unpleasant musk from glands, kind of like a skunk. That's how they get the name stink pot. Musk turtles kind of have drab coloring, nothing special to it, but the easy way to pick them out is they have 2 lines that kind of frame their eyes back to their neck. Just like the mud turtle, there just aren't too many musk turtles around anymore. They are a threatened species and are mostly found in large rivers. And finally, we have 2 more species to talk about, and those are the softshell turtles. People like to describe softshell turtles as looking like flat, leathery pancakes with snorkel-like noses. You'll understand in a second when I show you a picture. They are special because they have permeable skin. It's very soft. That means that they can stay submerged for hours at a time. They also are tan on top and white below. That allows them to blend in with the bright sky when they're seen from below and blend in with the sand when they're seen from above. First is the spiny softshell turtle. They get that name because they have short little spines along their carapace right above their neck. It's kind of hard to see in the picture. They also have circular markings on their carapace. females get 2 times the size of males, and all spiny softshell turtles are scrappy. They like to bite, and they have long necks that can reach back and bite you if you're holding them. So if you find one, be careful. Spiny softshell turtles can be found in rivers and streams of all sizes. And finally, the last species of turtle in Iowa is the smooth softshell turtle. It looks a lot like the spiny softshell turtle, but it does not have spines. It's a little bit lighter on top, and instead of circles, it has dashes. And these turtles are a lot more docile than spiny softshell turtles. They're not going to bite you as much as a spiny one would. Smooth softshell turtles prefer large rivers, so they're not going to be found anywhere around here. There are lots of different kinds of turtles found throughout Iowa, but can you remember how many are found around here? Just 2. The only types of turtles you're really going to find in Decatur County are snapping turtles and painted turtles. I hope you guys learned something new about the turtles found in Iowa.
Thanks for watching. Since next week is spring break, I wanted to do an activity that maybe you could do at home. So I am going to show you guys how to make tiny turtles. See you guys then.